My name is Nils Ehrenberg. I'm presenting a paper authored by myself and Turkka Keinonen. In our paper, "The Technology is Enemy for Me at the Moment," we have explored how the smart home exercises power beyond the intent of the initiators, that is to say, those who build and set up the smart home. Our research aims to extend the ethical discourse on the smart home beyond the common topics such as privacy and security. In order to do this, we have understood smart home technologies as disciplinary technologies, taking inspiration from Foucauldian disciplinary power. We find several ways in which power has been shifted or been reified through the use of technology. According to Foucault, disciplinary power has three components: hierarchical observation, normalizing judgment, and examination. And we perceive all of this as present in how smart technologies work. We have conducted a study where we interviewed both initiators and their partners, exploring how the smart home acts as an intermediary within the home. We have analyzed the interviews through thematic analysis. Through the thematic analysis, we found 5 ways or mechanisms by which technology has shifted the power relationship within the household. The first of these 5 categories is overt observation. This is when technology is used to explicitly monitor the residents. Overt observation is common in smart home security systems, such as smart doorbells. The second is discreet observation, where monitoring the residents is not a primary aim, but rather a side effect of technology aimed at improving or maintaining systems within the home, such as CO2 sensors in the bedroom. Third is constraining interactions, by which we refer to technologies that require the users to adopt particular models of use, such as needing to use a smartphone or voice interaction to control the lights. The fourth category is regulating commodities, which is when smart home technology is used to regulate what has previously been easily accessible commodities. In this case, we observe hot and cold water in the shower not being available at all times. The fifth and final category is predefining practices, when technology is used to define the way in which a space can be used. Here we note that the lights are set up for certain use cases, making the space difficult to use for purposes beyond the ones considered by the initiator. Through these 5 mechanisms, we can discern some of the ways by which smart homes discipline the residents. We therefore take note of the aims of the smart home: the direction of power, the way it affects the division of labor, and how the judgment of the smart home infrastructures certain relations. Considering the aims of the smart home from the perspective of the initiators, their primary aims are usually either convenience or self-improvement. The smart home can therefore be an attempt at control beyond the body and towards the space surrounding the initiators. This is not an issue as such until other residents are forced to conform to the initiator's vision of how to live and interact with the home. When other residents are forced to conform, it shifts the division of labor, where smart home technologies to some degree create a new digital domestic labor, which is primarily done by the initiators, a group dominated by men. The power exercised by the smart home is not unidirectional, however, and while some of the residents are made subject to the smart home, the initiators are able to exercise power through their knowledge and understanding of the smart home. At the same time, the initiators are also subjects, becoming responsible for the maintenance of the smart home. And unlike a home where each situation can be negotiated in the moment, the negotiation is already done through the implementation of the technology, making the exercise of power fade into the background. Based on this analysis, we make the following reflection on design implications. Design should consider the smart home as an ecosystem. The shift in power from each device may be minor, and we should therefore reflect on how the smart home as an ecosystem affects the relation between the residents. Design should consider issues of the household. That is to say that the design of smart home technologies should aim to resolve challenges concerning the home as a shared space. Involvement requires equity. Merely equality of access will not address this if there is no interest in engaging with the technologies. Designing the smart home is not merely designing the technology, but also designing the entire space. We believe that by considering these issues, designers can help avoid reinforcing existing inequalities through the smart home. Thank you.